Hello students, let's continue today with our chapter The Sound of Music Part 1. Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing. We had seen in our previous video that Evelyn Glennie was unable to hear properly and she was profoundly deaf. And this loss of hearing, it began gradually when she was 8 years old. And it is said that it was noticed by her mother Isabel Glennie. For some years she tried to conceal it from her friends and teachers, but slowly her marks began to deteriorate and her headmistress urged her to take her to a specialist, right? And then slowly Evelyn started having a liking for music, and she decided to go to London, and there she followed her passion. Here she meets percussionist Ron Forbes, who tells her to listen to the music in some other way, to sense it. And she starts sensing the music. From a waist up she listens to the higher drum, and from a lower down she listens to the lower waist, she listens to the lower notes. And that's how from that time she learns to listen to the sound and vibrations. She opens her body to the sound and vibration, and from that onward her turning point in life begins. Till here we had students seen in our last video. Let's continue now further. She never looked back from the point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. And from that time onwards, she had not looked behind, and she continued further her life. From that time onwards, she toured to the United Kingdom, UK, with a youth orchestra. Okay, orchestra is a band of musicians. And by that time, she was just 16. She had decided to make her music her life. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the Academy. She gave an audition for the Royal Academy of Music, and in that she had scored the highest marks. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performance. Orchestral work is in group, and then she slowly started making her solo performance, single, right? At the end of a 3-year course, she had captured most of the top awards. By the time she finished her 3-year course, she had won many top awards. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. And for all this, she's saying that I haven't done any heroic achievement. She says that if you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. She says that this is one of her motto in her life, that if you work hard and you know where you are going, that you will get there. And she got right to the top. The world's most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments and hectic international schedule. And there she reached on top of the world, where she was known as multi-percussionist, where she could play, where she had a mastery of different 1,000 instruments, musical instruments, and really a hectic international schedule. Hectic means a very busy international schedule. It is intriguing to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly without hearing. So it is really a secret plan. To see that here, intriguing means curious. It is really very curious to see how Evelyn could function so effortlessly without hearing. In our 2-hour discussion, she never missed a word. Men with bushy beards give me trouble, she laughed. And in our 2-hour discussion, she never missed a word, the author says. Men with bushy beards give me trouble, she laughed. And she says that the men, those who have lot of beard, okay, it gives me trouble. It is not just watching the lips, it's the whole face, especially the eyes. She speaks flawlessly with a Scottish lilt. Okay, so here she says that she's not just watching the lips but the whole face and especially the eyes. And here she says that the author says that she speaks flawlessly Scottish literature, okay, Scottish language. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11, she says. Here, Evelyn could speak very well because till 11 she was able to listen. But that doesn't explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese. But here, till 11 she was Scottish, so she could speak her Scottish language. But that doesn't mean after that she learned even French and basic Japanese. As for music, she explains, it pours in through every part of my body. Now here she says how music is important to her. She says that music gets poured in my every part of body. It tingles in the skin, my cheekbones and even in my hair. And she says that this music, it tingles, okay, in her chin and even in my hair. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick into her fingertips. So when she plays the xylophone, musical instrument, she says that I can sense the sound of passing of the sticks into her fingertips. By leaning against the drum, she can feel the resonances flowing into her body. Resonances means echoes of sound. Okay, so she says that when I lean, okay, just to stand against the drum, she can feel the sound of the drum. On a wooden platform, she removes her shoes so that the vibration passes through her bare foot and up her legs. So this is how she sends the music. Not surprisingly, Evelyn delights her audiences. Okay, Evelyn gives a lot of happiness to her audiences. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. So in 1991, she was awarded as the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award, says master percussionist James Blade. Here's something percussionist James Blade has to say about Evelyn. God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her something extraordinary. So he says that God might have taken her hearing, but he has gifted her something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels. Okay, now we hear with our ears, but she feels the sound far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. We have ears, yet we are not able to feel to listen to the music so deeply that Evelyn, without having her hearing, she is able to sense it really very deeply, and that is why she is able to express music so beautifully. Evelyn confesses that she is something of a workaholic. So Evelyn confesses, she says that, okay, she is something of workaholic. Workaholic means a person who likes to do a lot of work. I have just got to work, often harder than classical musicians. So she says that sometimes I have to work a lot, even more harder than the classical musicians. But the rewards are enormous. But the rewards are huge. Okay, the result is best. If you work hard, you are going to get good result. No one can stop you. Apart from regular concert, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prison and hospitals. So apart from a regular concert, she even gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. She also gives high priority to classes for young musicians. She even gives a top priority to teach students, okay, classes for young musicians. Anne Richlin of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children says, she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. They see that there is no way that they cannot go. And here, one of the faculty of the Beethoven Fund Deaf Children says, that is Anne Richlin says that here Evelyn is a shining inspiration for deaf children. She is like a role model. From her The deaf children see that there is nothing that they cannot achieve. There is nowhere that they cannot go. Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. So Evelyn Glennie has achieved a lot than the most of the people of her double age. She has brought percussion to the front of the orchestra. Okay, she has brought a type of perfection in front of the orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped. People who look to her and say, if she can do it, I can. And not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to millions. So from this we get to know how Evelyn Glennie has given inspiration to different handicapped people, and they get a good moral from her that if she can do it, then why we cannot? Even we can do it. So this is a small lesson, a story of a girl, Evelyn Glennie, who being deaf, yet she became a successful in the field of music, and she acts as a role model in the life of the handicapped people. So the author of this part 1 is Deborah Cowley.